Hi everybody, my name is Beth. I own Riptide Candle Company, and today I'm going to show you how I marble my candles. I use a heat gun. I have some extra towels to wipe. I got a barrier, and then I have my dyes. I'm going to use blue and green today. Of course, a candle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the heat gun to heat around the sides and use my doohickey to put the dye down the sides. So please ignore my hot air. I only like to heat it a little bit on the sides. I don't want to have too much melted wax around because it does something really funny to the sides. It kind of sinks slower than the center. So I just kind of start to warm it up just a little bit. I'm going to heat the top just a little bit too. You can see that there's a nice thin layer of melted wax, so that's good. You can also see around the sides. So now I'm going to test to see if I can get my color to go nicely down the sides there. It doesn't take very much dye. I just take my doohickey thing and dip it in. You can see, I don't know if you can see, but I have just a little bit. And I'm going to stick it right down the side. I use 2 colors. I can already tell by how much pressure I had to put down that I didn't melt it enough. So I'm going to take my hot air gun. The color has started to expand on top, so I'm just going to take it out, move it up and down. You can see the color move. It still has dye on the little doohickey, so I'm going to turn it around and do the opposite side. You can see that the color kind of split off. I still feel that it's a little too hard in consistency, so I'm going to melt it a little bit more. The color's starting to expand, so I don't want to get any hotter than that. I'll move it around to get as much dye in there as I can. And my extra little towel here, I'm going to clean it away because I want to dip now on my green. This is my coconut lime candle. So that's why I do the blue and the green. For me, blue and green reminds me of coconut lime. The green is very, very colorful. Again, just a little bit. Stick it down the side. Doesn't take much of the green at all. The side's still just a little too hard, so I'm gonna heat it up again. It's nice and soft where I can bring it a bit more color in there. I'll turn it. Get some green on the other side. There's still plenty of dye on my little doohickey there. Comment if you have a better name for it. I call it a doohickey. Get some green in there. Okay. I think I have enough color in there. So now I'm going to heat, because I heat right around where I stick the color. Now I'm going to heat the areas in between, because then I'm going to stick my doohickey in there and I'm going to swish it around. What's great about this is that each candle is different. unique. You can do swirls, you can do sprays, whatever you want to do. The heat gun also helps with air bubbles releasing into the top, because as you're sticking it down, you are creating air pockets, so you don't want those. So as you can see, it's starting to do its own thing right around. As the wax melts, it starts to move around, so it's kind of neat. I can see air bubbles. I think I got it pretty melted on the sides. I'm going to show you what to do here. Just stick it in there. I'm just going to move it around a little bit and see how it starts to swirl. Just move it all the way around. Move it up and down. It makes some pretty crazy designs in there. Move it back and forth. It also marbles the top for you. You can stop when you feel like it is a good design, or you can keep going, moving around. It's pretty good. You know, my doohickey. Now I've noticed that it's kind of lower than the center. That's the center of the candle up here. It's kind of lowered. That happens with my doohickey. I am ordering more because this one I feel is just too thick and moves the candle around too much. So I do have some BBQ skewers coming in. Hopefully they're thinner and they move around better because it takes out a lot of the wax, and I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat the top of it to help disperse the center. But you can already see that the melted wax has risen up to the top there. So it's looking pretty good. I have some melted wax with some color in here. So I would just take a rag and I would just wipe that away. I'm gonna let this sit for a little while and see how it turns out. I might have to melt the top just a little bit for thinner, smoother top, but that's how I marble my candles. Here's a finished one. I call this one Shake It All Up. It's Coconut Lime, Riptide Company. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And that's how I marble my candles. Thank you.